Hello everybody, I am Dr.Sunitha Clarissa, Department of English Literature from St. Joseph's College for Women, Tirupur. Today I am going to introduce you to the techniques of reading skill. What is reading skill? Let me give you an introduction. Learning a language is a skill. It involves the development of 4 skills among the learners. Perhaps reading is the most useful skill at the secondary level of learning. The word reading implies reading with comprehension. Reading is meant for comprehension, that is, understanding the meaning of words and the relationship between ideas. At the secondary stage, the main aim of teaching reading English is to enable students to understand what they read. Some books are to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and few to be chewed and digested. These verses were told by Francis Bacon. The aims of teaching reading is to read English with accuracy, with correct pronunciation, with fluency, with understanding, and we have to enable the pupils to take pleasure in reading. We have to use the ideas gained from reading in other situations, and it also enables pupils to form a habit of reading. It enables the students to read material in English after school life, that is, example, books at the university level, correspondence, reports, magazines, newspapers, etc. It also helps to widen the eye span, which means the number of words that our eyes see in one complete movement. What is the process involved in teaching reading? Reading aloud is a process of identifying the written or printed symbols and translating them into appropriate sound components. These symbols are associated with the objects which they stand for. Thus, reading consists of 3 important elements, namely the symbol, the sound, and the sense. These 3 elements of reading can be represented by 3 verticals of a triangle as shown here under. Next, the types of reading: reading aloud, silent reading, skimming, scanning, intensive reading, and extensive reading. In detail, we will see about all these points about the types of reading. Reading aloud, it provides practice in good speech habits among children and gives the teacher an opportunity to find out whether the children can read with correct stress, intonation, and punctuation or not. This kind of reading also helps in inculcating among the children the right habits of reading word groups. Next, silent reading. The purpose of silent reading is to encourage students to read with comprehension, which enables the students to read more material in less time when they read silently. Next, these are the advantages of silent reading. It keeps the whole class busy, helps students read at their own pace, and it prepares the students for independent reading. Next, skimming. When we want to get only an overall idea of a passage, we skim. By skimming, we can also find if the material is worth reading in detail. We very often do this kind of reading when we read the newspaper. Scanning. In this process of scanning, we only try to locate specific information, and often we do not even read the whole passage to do so. We simply let our eyes move over the text until we find what we are looking for, whether it is a name or a date. Intensive reading or critical reading is done while the students try to gather facts or arrive at some conclusion on the basis of the facts. This kind of reading is done with thinking and comprehension. It is also known as critical reading. Extensive reading is a kind of wide reading based on the large field from where we gather the desired information for the purpose of a survey report. This is an advanced stage in reading which emphasizes the expansion of vocabulary and the advanced skills of comprehension. This is also known as reading for information. Next, methods of teaching reading to beginners. There are 5 main methods of teaching reading. 1 is the alphabet, 2 phonetic, 3rd word, 4th phrase, and 5th one is the sentence method. Next, alphabet method is also known as ABC method and spelling method. It was invented by the Greeks and Romans and was used till the end of Middle Ages. This procedure is like this: letters, words, phrases, and sentences. What is the advantage of using this alphabet method? It gives the child an ample opportunity for seeing words correctly written and thereby enabling him to build up the essential visual image of words, without which correct spelling is impossible. Next, the phonic method. This method is used during the teacher training programs or courses. In this method, we teach the teacher trainers different phonetic symbols representing various sounds relating to vowels, consonants, diphthongs, semivowels, nasal, fricatives, etc. If the students learn the phonetic symbols of all the 44 sounds in the English language, they can read the material more meaningfully, distinguishing one sound from the other. This also helps them to acquire faster reading habits. Word method. It is also known as the look and say method, global method, and see and say method. It has its own characteristic form. It is the smallest language unit which has a meaning, and it is a word. The basic units of thoughts are words. What are the advantages of word methods is it employs direct method, facilitates oral work, and it proceeds from simple to complex. It also proceeds from concrete to abstract and from the known to unknown principles. Next, phrase method. It is a midway between the word method and sentence method, and it is a bit advanced than the word method. Phrases are more interesting than words. Phrases convey meaning, and at each fixation of eye, a reader recognizes not a word but a group of words. Phrases are most suitable units of teaching. What are the advantages we see here is it helps in extending the eye span, and these words or phrases are recognized at each fixation of eyes, and therefore we have rapid growth in reading, which is seen very obviously. Next, limitations. It has all the limitations of the word method, uneconomical method of mastering words, and it places emphasis on meaning rather than on reading. Next, sentence method. It is opposite to alphabetic method. This unit of thought is a sentence and not a word. It is also a unit of speech. It conveys a complete meaning, and it has a distinctive total sound. So, the procedure for a sentence method is sentence, phrases, words, and letters. Next, what are the strategies for developing reading skills is, first, effective reading strategies are previewing, skimming and scanning, predicting, guessing from context, and paraphrasing. And we also have this strategies like it becomes very purposeful, that is reading is very purposeful. For what we have to read, we need to state the purpose. Next one is it is required to have each text type, that is so many sub skills are developed, especially for skimming a central idea and for scanning to get a specific information. Next one is previewing of the text. We need to have the clues to be provided, and it gives a particular information on a particular topic when we read the clues. Next, we have to focus on silent reading because it helps us to comprehend better. Next, evaluation of reading comprehension. We have to do the follow-up activity to encourage the learner, which gives opportunities for students to participate in the classroom activities. And finally, we have the SQTR 3R technique of reading: survey, question, read, recall, and review. With this, we close with the techniques of reading skills. We shall go with the next unit, techniques of writing skills. Thank you.